On Friday, the U.S. Deputy Attorney General announced indictments against 12 Russian military intelligence officers. The Russians stand accused of hacking into the Democratic National Committee and the Clinton presidential campaign. Charges include conspiracy, money laundering, and attempts to break into state boards of elections. Special counsel Robert Mueller has indicted 32 people and 3 companies during his investigation.
The indictment charges 12 Russian military officers by name for conspiring to interfere with the 2016 presidential election.
These latest indictments come only days before President Trump is set to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Helsinki, Finland. Okay, let's bring in our A-plus panel to break this down. Republican attorney and the editor of the Save Jersey blog, Matt Rooney. Good to see you, Matt.
Good to be here, Bill.
Pop culture expert back with us, Lisa Durden. Always good to see you, Lisa. And Republican strategist Allison Young. Allison, good to see you.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
Matt, I'm going to start with you on this. It seems to me that Robert Mueller can come out now and say, hey, I told you, I've been working on this thing all along. We have some very serious indictments that have just been handed down. But curiously enough, after all this time, no real connection to President Trump.
Right, and the focus of most of these investigations has been the president. So you could also ask another question, Bill. Would we have gotten to this more serious issue sooner of what Russia was doing of its own volition if we weren't focused on this dead trail to the president?
Lisa, what do you think? Does this go back really to the Obama administration, the flap between Obama and his challenger Mitt Romney, talking about how they just dismissed the fact, the Obama administration, that there was anything nefarious going on with Russia?
Bill, I'm tired of all of you Republicans consistently dragging the former President Obama into this hot mess that Donald Trump has started. That's my first point. The second point is it's very important because the midterm elections are coming up in November. We need to make sure there's no shenanigans going on with the voter situation. You know the voter suppression situation is a real thing. We know that they broke in and hacked into computers to control the election in 2016. So why would we overlook that now? Mueller's doing a fantastic job. I love him.
Allison, I mean, there's a lot that Lisa just said that we could really tackle, but let's start with the voter suppression. You know, just the idea that, you know, even with these indictments, very hard to believe that some social media bots and a couple of hacking into some computers would have actually turned people out to vote or not.
Well, and if you listen to what you're right, Lisa, in this case, is not, though I love you. What Rod Rosenstein said today was that the indictments weren't about whether or not there was any impact on the election. They can't prove any impact on the election, and the indictments did not go that far today.
But see, this is the problem from the beginning. We're supposed to go where the facts lead. You're continuing to bring President Trump into something, no matter how many indictments we go through and how deep we get in this investigation. His name is still nowhere near this. We're interested in the truth and protecting this country like we were back in 2012 when Mitt Romney said it was a threat, and your President Barack Obama laughed at him.
And today, let's be honest.
All you're focusing on is trying to continue to make this about indicting Trump.
There's
no evidence.
You're continuing to bring in a former president, and you want to excuse the current president.
Because is the issue national security, or is it about your hang-up with President Trump?
Hey, guys, Allison, last word.
Here's what matters. The indictment has now been turned over to the National Security Division of the Justice Department. It will never get prosecuted because the Russians aren't going to extradite these unnamed intelligence officials for prosecution.
Okay, leave it there. Thanks, guys.